there can be, actually. I think my own aversion to calling myself a feminist is more to do with my position in media than it is about what I actually do and what I actually feel. Up to 2009, I would have called myself a feminist, and did do quite happily, until I mentioned this on a television special where Billie Piper interviewed me, and then opened the paper the next day and had all these columnists, all these feminists saying, no, you cannot be a feminist. You, specifically Brooke Magnanti, you are not permitted to be a feminist. And there was a certain amount of me that was just like completely unprepared for that reaction, because I had always understood that there isn't feminism as a monolith, but there are feminisms that, you know, it is not as simple as saying, you know, as Caitlin Moran has said, do you have a vagina and do you want to be in charge of it? It's like, well, A, a vagina is not the definition of a woman, and B, things are just never, ever, ever that simple. And it's a good thing that there is such diversity in feminism. And it's also a good thing that these discussions exist. What I would like to see is very many more of the sex workers who identify as feminists, and especially because there's a significant number of sex workers who identify as radical feminists being taken seriously in the debate. I don't want to be the only kind of voice of sex workers that's represented here. Absolutely not. Because I don't think my experience of it remotely covers what it's all about. So I would love to see more time being given to those voices, and more people talking about if for them it has made them feel like more feminists or less, and why, and to have that discussion openly. But I also see, because I interact with a lot of people on Twitter now, I also see those same people getting shouted down and getting tarred with the same brush that I do, which is very unfair. You know, people look at me and say, oh, you're practically a libertarian, you're very laissez-faire, you know, you just kind of go about your happy way, happy hookering all over the place. To see people whose experiences are very different from mine, and whose attitudes and whose approaches both to politics and feminism are very different from mine, tarred with that same brush, is actually really upsetting. So I do hope that it's a discussion that will go wider, because I think those feminists have quite a lot to say.